Mr. President, I rise to oppose the legislation that's before us here today that seeks to legalize discrimination against same-sex couples who are seeking to adopt here in the state of Michigan. As the youngest senator in this room, as somebody who has a number of friends all over the world, I really can't tell you how embarrassed I am today that we're even considering this legislation. I can't tell you how I am so embarrassed that this is a policy that we actually have to be debating in the year 2015. Do we really believe, and are we really discussing whether or not homosexuality is a sinful and deviant behavior in the Michigan State Senate? Do we really believe that these gay parents are incapable of raising their children without corrupting or demoralizing children? That felt silly for me to even say it. I cannot believe what it feels like to actually believe it. So before we vote on this bill, I'd like to ask my colleagues to take pause for a second. I want you to take a moment to think about the people that you know, and I want you to think about how this bill is going to affect them. I was very proud to serve with gay servicemen and gay servicewomen. They had my back, and I always had theirs. For the first time in our state's history, we have openly gay members of the legislature serving proudly among us. We have gay staff members who help us cover our constituents. They help us do our jobs. Some of them are on the floor right now. We have gay friends. We have gay family members. And with this package of bills, we are insulting each and every one of them. Do we as individuals truly believe that we know best as to whether or not they are capable of raising a family? Do we really believe that their love is not wanted or needed by a vulnerable child? And aside from the actual bills that are before us today, I'm incredibly frustrated by the message that they send to Michigan's children, the children who are in desperate need of finding a forever family. I'm frustrated by the message that they send to prospective parents in our state, to the gay men and women that we all know who want so badly to be able to raise a family of their own, but I'm also concerned about the message that these bills send to people outside of our state. Yet again, the Michigan legislature is closing doors with our closed minds, and we are sending the message that Michigan is not an accepting place. We are sending the message that Michigan is not a welcoming place. We are telling gay people that they are not worthy of being a parent. And we are telling children that they do not deserve a family. How could you even fathom saying that to a child in our state? We talk day in and day out about how we can move Michigan forward, how we can attract more businesses, how we can create more jobs, how we can make it a better place for everybody in this state to live, to work, to worship, and to raise a family. But these bills do the exact opposite of those tenets that we preach each and every day. They are detrimental to our state. They are detrimental to the way of life that we all say that we want. And with that in mind, Mr. President, I will be opposing these bills and encouraging my colleagues to do the same. But before I do that, I want to end with a quote from a book that many of us, myself included, hold very near and very dear to our hearts. Matthew chapter 7, verse 1. Judge not that you be not judged. For with the judgment you pronounce, you will be judged, and the measure that you use, it will be measured against you. Why do you see the speck that is in your brother's eye, but do not notice the log that is in your own eye? Or how can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when there is a log in your eye, you hypocrite? First, take the log out of your own eye, And then you will see clearly enough to take the speck out of your brothers. I did not come to Lansing to serve as judge and jury for what other people can or cannot do in their private lives in this state. And I know for a fact that there are a number of individuals in this room who feel the exact same way. How easily we forget that when blinded by the log of a divisive social agenda that seeks to further divide our state and our people rather than unite us under a common banner of inclusion. Thank you, Mr. President, and I ask my remarks to be printed in the Journal.